I'm saying? Around these ages, people start having families. You know, I don't have kids yet, but you know, bro, you got kids. People got kids. They got families now. They got more responsibilities. They got more on the line.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If all you tough guys out there, I'm gonna tell you from, you know, personal experience. You know, you think you tough until you sit in that cold cell. You know what I mean? Surrounded by a bunch of men. No women can come and be around you for long periods of time. You see what I'm saying? Besides maybe your mama or maybe your girlfriend or something visiting you here and there.
Yeah.
It's a real situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you decide to go that route.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's the excitement and the joy behind it. You see what I'm saying?
I remember growing up, you know, you always hear people say, boy, I ain't never going back to jail.
Right.
I ain't never going back to jail.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, I'm just not going to do nothing that I got to go for. You see what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
That's how I rock. Hey, I ain't nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I viewed it. Like, if everybody that go, be like, boy, I ain't never going back, like with a passion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing. You feel me?
Yeah.
I take your word for it. You feel me?
Yeah.
I ain't gotta see what it's all about. You know what I mean? So that's my view with that. You know what I mean?
And let me, yeah, Bri, it's a great view. I'm the same way. And Bri, you've been speaking on that with me for many years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You always have a clean record when it comes to that. I gotta give you your props on that, bro. Let me ask you this, Bri. What were your thoughts though on Gucci Mane putting out the record, Crash Dummy? Right, he put out a record, and he kind of, I guess, taking shots at Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty locked up right now, but not even just Pooh Shiesty. Big 30, his dad, Pooh Shiesty dad, everybody, he's taking shots at him in the record, you know, and he put out this record. What are some of your thoughts? Do you think, I mean, let me ask you, Bri, do you think Gucci Mane needs a, because Boosie said recently, I'm going to tell you this, because Boosie and Vlad been going at it, Vlad TV or whatnot, about him getting paid more to come on Vlad. He was getting paid $25,000 appearance. He said he wanted to get $5,000 more. Vlad came out and said no, he wanted $10,000 to $15,000 more, or whatever the case may be, and it just didn't make sense for the platform. So now Boosie has started his own show on Patreon, where people have to pay to see his interviews now, and I think his son or something is interviewing him now. And he just put out his first interview. And in the interview, it's been clips going viral of him basically saying that Boosie saying that Gucci needs to stop rapping. He don't need to rap no more. Right? Because he had this gangster persona for so many years, and now you coming out kind of as a civilian. He's like, you need to just stop rapping. What are some of your thoughts on that, Bri? Did you listen to the Crash Dummy record at all?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay. Yeah. What did you think, Bri, by hearing that?
So let's say this. You know, being from this, we've been listening to Gucci for a long time.
Right.
So you don't remember Black Tea?
Yeah, I remember Black Tea. Yeah.
What we doing now, Black Tea? You feel me?
They talking that. Yeah.
On that same, so that's that same Gucci who was talking how he would rock. You feel me? How he do things.
Yeah.
So to hear Crash Dummy, he just said, you feel me? It's like some of that old Gucci, you know what I mean?
I think, and I've heard, shout out to D1, by the way. I know some people in the music industry don't like D1. They think he talks down too much on modern day hip hop. And he's a great rapper, by the way, Bri. I don't know if you ever heard D1.
I think I heard about it.
He's a great rapper, but he's more of a conscious rapper. He's kind of against all the street rap. I'm being honest with you, but he's a very great conscious rapper. He can spit. I've heard him rap over tracks. He's from New Orleans. Shout out to D1. But I agree with D1. I heard him say this in one of his clips that he was on a podcast with. I agree with his point. I think Gucci should have come out, or should have came out and just announced himself not being a part of street culture no more. Like, if you come out and say, listen, I'm not a part of that no more, that's what's suspected, right? I'm no longer a part of street culture. I'm a civilian now. Like, I'm no longer part of that type stuff. Stuff that I did 10, 15, 20 years ago, I'm not a part of that no more. I think he needs to denounce the streets. But Gucci still was signing artists from the streets and still even hopping on records with them with 1017. I think if you fully done with it, you got to be fully done with it and just be CEO.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And that's what D1 was saying. I agree with him. In my opinion. You know what I mean? No matter your past and your history, I think, in my opinion, you have to completely just say, I'm not about that life no more.
Yeah.
Because Pooh Shiesty, and I would agree with Boosie to his point on this. I don't agree with everything Boosie was saying, but I agree on this point. Pooh Shiesty, if he did do what he did, he probably did what he did thinking Gucci ain't gonna go tell. Because Gucci is supposed to be a street dude. And according to the streets, you get it back in blood, not the law enforcement. Right? So Pooh Shiesty, that's what he's probably thinking, if he did what he did. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, you innocent to proven guilty. But if he did what he did, that's probably what he's thinking. Because Gucci never denounced himself from not being a street guy. Even though, Gucci CEO 1017, partnership with Atlantic Records, wife, kids now, he's on meds now. He wrote a book called Episodes. He's trying to get over his mental health problems that he had. All of which is, we're going to talk about that in a minute, Bri. The mental health situation. He wrote a whole book about this. And I listened to some of the audio book, Bri, recently. Right? Yeah. Gucci had, quote unquote, mental problems. That's why he was doing certain things he did over the years. But at the same time, I think you still have to denounce yourself. You got to say, bro, I'm no longer a part of that culture. You don't need to be hopping on songs with your artists with doing that. You potentially may not even need to be signing artists that are doing that.
Yeah, or speaking
about it.
Yeah.
And just leave that culture alone. That's in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see
now that I look at it. Because people might go look at our last episode, Bri, we talk about, oh, you said this, that, and third. So I'm saying, now that I'm looking at it, that's how I'm thinking about it.
That's fair. I would say to that, because I think I listened to a Gucci album, something we put out in the past 2-3 years.
Right.
Go hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's talking that gangster shit, you know what I mean? It's the type of Gucci stuff we used to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, to that, the growth in music. So, to me, let's say this, Jay-Z ain't from the South, but with Jay-Z music, I see growth. You know what I mean? That's all, you know what I mean? With a lot of his music, the things, topics that he talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally feel, I like it because I can see the growth. But with Gucci, it's really, to me, there's no growth there. You know what I mean? It's just something to vibe to.
He's still kind of in the music.
Yeah.
On what he was, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
So it's to get your vibes that ain't nobody gonna mess with me, just super gangster. And that's cool, but it ain't showing me growth. You know what I mean?
In the music side.
Yeah. So, but it's still rock. So I'm not saying I don't listen to it. Still like it, but you know what I mean? So to that, and being the CEO and everything, and then moving a certain way. You might gotta watch what you say.
Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, otherwise the 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see them. It'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form you can fill out. You said www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out. And we can see if it'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.